I don't think I want kids at my wedding. How do I tell my guests?
A lot of my guests have babies and small children, but I would rather not have them running around my wedding. What do I do?
What do I do if I want an adult-only wedding?
At Just Marry, we get a lot of etiquette questions surrounding whether or not children should be invited to the wedding, and if someone does decide to bring their children along, what exactly to do with them. So we're going to cover that topic today. For the best wedding planning advice, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you get notified every time we publish a new video. And that happens now every Wednesday. This can definitely be a tricky question because you don't want to hurt people's feelings, right? Even though it can be really annoying when they just decide to RSVP for the kids themselves without having asked you. But it's a tricky subject. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do. And if you stick around, we're actually going to give you a link to a download with some really good wording that you can use to tell your disappointed guests that the children are not welcome to attend. So once again, the lovely Danielle and the lovely Jessica are here with me today, and they're going to help me tackle this really tough question. So Danielle, take it away.
Sure thing. So when you are addressing your save the dates and invitations, keep in mind that you'll just want to address it to the people that you want invited. So if that's just the parents of the kids and not the kids, you'll just want to address their names on there.
Okay, Jessica, what do you think?
So I would add that if you have a lot of friends and family with kids, after you send out those invites, just feel free to pick up the phone, call them, email them, just gently tell them that their kids are not invited, unfortunately, that it's going to be an adults-only wedding.
Also, when considering whether or not you want children at the wedding, I'd say considering the time of day that you have the wedding will play a big factor in that. If you have an afternoon wedding or a morning wedding, people are more likely to want to bring their kids than if you're going to do a later in the evening wedding. So keep that in mind. You know, we'd like to hear what you think. So you'll see up above my head, there's a little poll here as to whether or not you're going to invite kids to your wedding. And we'd love to know what you're going to do. So be sure to take that poll. Now, if you can't have or don't want to have kids at your wedding, here are our suggestions as to how you handle that. Danielle?
So a great suggestion would be hiring a service to watch the kids. It's convenient for the parents, they don't have to worry about the cost. And of course, you could always have a kids table at the wedding as well. Separate from the wedding guests, and having little goodie bags on the table for them also makes it fun for them, and they are occupied during the wedding.
And we've actually had a lot of fun with those kids tables. We've done it before where we put out butcher paper and we have crayons and they can color, and you know, it gives the parents a break and the kids have a good time too, because really, how boring is it to sit through a 3-course dinner? I mean, who needs that? I would add to that to be sure, you know, don't do paint, don't do glue, don't do glitter. Good Lord, don't do glitter, because it can make things really, really messy. Okay, so Jessica, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would advise that if you can't avoid having kids at the wedding, consider having an age cutoff. So say like maybe kids 10 and up are allowed, or kids even 16 and above, maybe. And then anything under that is perfectly understandable if you don't want them at your wedding.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny? We've had situations where the parents get upset, but then we like to have our clients remind them, hey, this is a date night out for you. You know, have a chance. And you know, I have 4 kids, and honestly, it's rare when I get to go out and have fun with my husband. So attending a wedding and dressing up, it's great for us to be able to just get away and not have to worry about what the kids are doing. Danielle, do you have any final tips?
Yes, my last tip would be to give the kids a special job during the wedding, whether it's handing out programs or being an usher to help get your guests seated for your ceremony. It's a great way to include them and make them feel special in your day.
I feel like I have to add, if you have the kids involved in the ceremony and things like that, make sure you're laid back enough to know that if they do something crazy, especially if they're really young, not to let it bother you. Like I've had 2-year-old flower girls who drop petals and then turn around and come back and pick them up because they don't want to lose them. You know, it won't be, whenever you use kids, it's not going to be perfect. Just make sure you're okay with that. Well, there you have it. We know it can be really awkward when dealing with this really touchy subject, but keep in mind it is your wedding. You should have it exactly the way you want. Oh, and I thought of one other little tip that I like to say so my guests don't feel quite as guilty for saying no to the children. It's very easy to just place the blame on the venue. Tell them you have a certain amount of space, and if you start inviting kids, you're just not going to have the room for it. So, you know, like I said, make yourself happy. If you don't want children, just be sure to make sure that everybody knows. Like we promised, we have a free download for you, and you'll see the link below in the description, and it has all the proper wording that you can use to help make this daunting task a little bit easier, right? You can feel free to use any of the wording that we have in that download. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave us a comment with questions or your suggestions. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more of our videos every Wednesday. That's it for now, and we will see you in the next video.